This is Table Talk RPG, hosted by Roll for Gaming, our Discord server, where you can find all of us lovely people, as well as many more. We play role-playing games that are cool and not Dungeons and Dragons. So if you're into that, there's a link below. Yeah. And let me see here. Let me interact with this. I just need...
Wait, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons?
I know, what did you sign up for?
I
quit,
don't know.
I'm
I think
sorry.
I'm at the wrong game.
Yeah, it might have been
I
Dungeons and Dragons.
quit.
I wanted to play an elf.
You could
Oh, what
pretend?
happened to our layout?
I
You gave up on
totally
that.
gave up. No, I was not going to do 5 different displays. I gave up. Not doing that. Not into it.
Oh, could someone
Cool.
drop me that link so I can pass it on to a couple of friends?
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yes, hold on. I've
Yes,
got it.
thanks,
I'm
Knight.
on it.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is so ugly. Oh, I need to get rid
It's
of
coming at you in Discord, okay?
OBS.
Okay.
And then...
It took me a second to process what you said.
It's the Canadian.
It's that thick
It's hard to
accent.
understand.
It is so hard to understand. 1, 2, 3.
Is there a Canadian accent? Asking genuinely.
Yes.
I have no idea.
Tenderloin cheese is pie.
What did you
Wait,
say?
What?
Huh?
There is. What does my boss say? She says,
House.
don't go get into COVID.
Okay.
That sounds. My brain tells me that's fake, but I gotta believe it's true.
It comes from like an Irish origin on the East Coast. Is like what they call it. In Canada we call it a Newfie accent because they're from Newfoundland.
Okay.
I thought it was French because folks from Louisiana
Oh, yeah.
migrated up.
Oh, that's how it got there.
No, well, the people in Quebec migrated from France. I don't think
Oh, okay.
anybody in Quebec came from Louisiana.
Hey, Knight, roll some dice for me.
Oh yeah, sure. Love rolling dice. How do I do that again?
Oh,
Oh, the
let me give you guys your character sheets. Pineapple, what's your
I got it.
character's name?
Oh.
Carolyn, Catherine,
no.
Laura, Eunice. Ah, there
It's
she is.
Eunice.
It is Eunice.
I literally had such a brain meltdown right there. I just couldn't.
I rolled a 99.
Okay.
Great. That means you win
That's
the game.
great.
We can all go home.
why do I
On
have
2d6,
Eunice?
that's possible.
Let me get rid of... Yeah, no, he didn't roll 2d6.
I know.
Why do I have pineapples?
You shouldn't have pineapples.
I have mine.
Go away. Oh, if you see me toss a cat, I swear, I'm not an animal abuser. They're just so annoying.
I'm sure
Okay,
anybody who has pets
would
or
understand.
cats
But it's the
will understand.
people who don't. They're like, you are a cruel and unusual human being. Like, you just don't know. Catherine, for you. Bella gets Carolyn. Okay, let me make sure that this looks decent. I don't need to roll, so I don't need to be on here. Why does this look this way? This is awful. Oh, that's why it looks that way.
What looks awful?
There's 4 of you and 1 of me. Okay, so the math is right. Okay. Go away. Okay, sorry. I'm just fixing the Fari app and then we will get started. Not the Fari app. It's in Twitch. Filters. No. Properties. And then make this like 100. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Okay, this is the last time I do this. Delete OBS. Did we make it? Are we there? Okay, it's good enough for me. I don't even care anymore. This is fine. Everything's fine.
My things aren't on the front page anymore, though. Do I need
What?
to go back into my character sheet and pin them there?
Yeah.
I don't remember what I'm pinning.
Hmm.
Oh, all my cozy little place things are gone.
No. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to go and click that swap character sheet button under your name on the left. It's got
Yeah.
like a refresh sign and see if you have another option, like another Catherine. Do you?
No, but maybe I should import?
No, no, no. That's not gonna work. Okay.
Hold on. It's because I'm in an incognito window, probably.
That is why.
Okay, let me just go back.
Okay,
Oh,
somebody else who doesn't use incognito, can you go in and see if you have a saved version?
I do have
Yeah,
all
I
my
do.
stuff.
Okay,
I got all
so
the stuff.
load that one. Load that one instead of the one I gave you. Make sure you have all your stuff.
I'm coming back. Sorry
Hey,
for messing everything up. Oh. Okay, can you move that character sheet to me now?
What character sheet? To you
My
again?
character. Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh no, you know what? I gave you the wrong one. Here you go. There's the one that probably has all the stuff in it. About to murder my cat. It does that
Do I
one.
need to refresh for that or no?
No, no, no. I just handed it to you. Open character sheet. Let's see if all your cozy stuff. Yeah, it's there. It's good. Click your little person card under characters, and you should see that all your cozy items are there. Right?
Ah, yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. 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 Okay. Whew. Brindlewood Bay.
I was just wondering. Yeah, it just wasn't showing up under my name over here. That's all that was. Sorry.
I
My
got
bad.
you. I got you. No problem. Bay. Session 1. Okay, so let me save that. Everybody's good to go, right?
Yes.
Okay, Brindlewood Bay is a game about a bunch of little old ladies who get to solve murders. Excuse me. We will go through. Where is it? Session.
Don't forget to start recording for the podcast, please.
Holy moly! Thank you. I did not start recording on Zencaster. Starting now.
Thank you.
We are recording Brindlewood Bay Session 1. That was a good idea. I totally would have gone through the whole thing without doing anything.
Well, that's why I'm here. Only reason. And for
Only
Dungeons and Dragons,
for
obviously.
right. Dungeons and Dragons.
Door
That's what
stuff,
it is.
yes.
Okay, so last time, so there is a specific structure. It's called a structure of play that happens each time, and since we did not finish session one structure of play, we will just continue where we left off. That is right about, oh yeah, beginning of session. Now before we continue, if each of you guys could present your characters one more time, just a short introduction. We'll start with Bella.
I totally blinked.
I saw it in your face. You were like, I am ready, and then you're like, I am a regular speaking person. Go for it.
I am Carolyn Rhinebeck, a widow of the late Thomas Wayne. Um, I have one daughter whom I love very much, even though she ripped my heart out and went to art school. I was born and raised and never left Savannah, Georgia. I felt no need to. I was a trophy wife and I lived a life of luxury there. Then I moved up here once my husband died because I heard a couple of my dear old friends were here, along with some other folks. These are the other folks.
Okay, Johan.
Sorry, I'm still recovering from the other folks. Hi, I play Laura Scott. She's a tall, splendidly old woman that runs the coffee shop and the books, kind of like a bookstore in town. She was married and widowed. Frank Scott. They had twins, Odette and Colette. She used to do marketing in the city before he met Frank, and they decided to move and open a little shop that she would run. He died of a heart attack while he was running the shop, and one of the things that he left her, a lot of things. It's her favorite car, a Volvo 140 series that she just drives around town.
Okay, okay. Pineapple?
I'm Eunice Thornton, and my husband Robin Thornton. We spend our lives traveling around, never really settling down, mostly spending our time on the road. So loves the idea of aspect of traveling. But after he passed, she decided it was time to settle down somewhere, and she decided on Brindlewood Bay. Um, she loves helping wherever she can. She even runs a local animal shelter, and she has many cats. Her favorite of which is named Coco, the Munchkin cat. Uh, and yeah, other than that, they just spend a lot of their time doing any kind of charity work, anything that they can do around town to help out.
Nice, nice. Knight?
Hi, I am Knight, aka Level Up Larian, and I am playing Catherine Hall. Oh, Catherine Moore Hall. Can't forget about the first husband. She is a retired physician, widow to James Moore first, and Jonathan Hall second. The husbands died, obviously of natural causes. Um, she had two children, one from each, Matthew and Jacob, who she loves dearly, and she spends most of her time looking to save lives on the sidewalk of Brindlewood Bay, just walking the streets looking for trouble.
Okay, nice. Thank you for your introductions, you guys. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to be doing is something called a cozy vignette. So we will start every session with these cozy vignettes. This takes place before like all the drama of the mystery happens. Because whenever we start the mystery, you guys aren't just gonna like hardcore be plowing through it. You got your bedtimes, your little old ladies. You gotta go home, get cozy, do your stuff, bake some cookies, all that stuff. And then you can get back to the murder solving. So this is what happens in your what's called downtime. And each player will narrate a short vignette, showing what your maven is doing to enjoy their life in Brindlewood Bay. They need to be light and breezy or warm and cozy. And they need to involve your cozy activity, your maven enjoying her hobbies, or helping with a community project, or whatever she would be doing. But it needs to be like, oh, that's nice. Like warm heart feeling. So, who wants to go first?
Sorry, I'm
Okay.
not. Oh,
Oh, then you will
oh,
see.
good.
Yeah. Because Pineapple and Johan have done this before. So, go ahead, Eunice.
So Eunice is around town putting up flyers about the local bake sale that is coming to help raise funds for not only her animal shelter but also for probably some local like what's the word I'm thinking of, like um the club, like a club kind of thing where all the children would go, like not really like just to hang out kind of thing. All sorts of local activities, and it's basically just a huge fundraiser for all the local like charities. And Eunice is obviously the main one behind it, and she is just going around putting up flyers, talking about how you don't have to bring anything to sell because there will be plenty of stuff to buy, and we just want your support. Even if you just show up with like something to donate, that's great. Even if you can only like even if you don't want anything, if you stop by, donate a few cents, that's totally fine. We just want your full support for helping around the town.
And
So
what
she's
is
just walking around.
so a lot of times these like almost like community garage sale fundraiser type thing, is it? Do you have stuff
Yeah,
for sale? And
It's a
baked
bake sale,
goods,
I
bake
think.
sale.
Yeah.
Okay, a bake sale. Usually, like, it has like a feature charity. So, what's the feature charity that she's
Hmm.
supporting? Doesn't somebody here own a cat shelter?
Well, yeah, I do.
Oh, duh.
But she would not make her charity the
No,
one that is in
I
advertised,
didn't think so.
obviously. Maybe it's raising funds for the local children's hospital.
Okay, okay, nice,
No
nice,
matter,
nice.
even if that's like 50 miles away, it's the localist.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Okay. Um, who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Go for it, John.
Yeah, you see Laura, you don't really see her. You hear the sound of keys on a lock and a door opening and closing. It smells of lavender, grapefruit, maybe a little cinnamon. It smells kind of Christmas. It kind of smells like Christmas a little bit. Then you see Laura kind of taking her apron off with the that has a logo of laurels, a book, and a coffee mug. That's the logo of her coffee shop. It has laurels because it sounds like Laura's coffee shop. So
Ah.
it's kind of like the pun Frank made up without her permission, but it stuck. So and she looks kind of tired. She looks sweaty. She's taking the apron off, and you see her run past the kitchen into like a little cupboard and come out with a little tape recorder. You hear it click, and she lets it run. And the rest you see of her is just preparing food for a dinner. She turns on the TV and she sits down, letting the tape recorder run by her side while she just kind of watches TV and shuffles a deck of tarot cards. When she remembers she left her sandwich in the kitchen and she has to go back, she opens her bag. This is my sandwich. I almost forgot it. She's back. Let's just see her eat.
Yeah, she's just enjoying some time at home, rushing about, and then eating a snack, eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Bella or Knight? I saw your messages, by the way. We will figure that out later. So it looks like neither of y'all want to do your cozy vignettes. Do you need further explanation?
No, I just don't know what she's doing.
Oh, you gotta get into the head of your character. Just think, look at her cozy activity. That's always a go-to. It doesn't have to be super elaborate. It's just like, what is she up to on a daily basis? What's she up to today?
I can go
Go
while you
for it.
think about that. So I think I'd be at home probably with my reading glasses, my seeing eyeglasses for reading, and I'd be out on my front porch with my crochet in like that in like one of those outdoor kind of wooden Adirondack style chairs,
Mm-hmm.
in the cold, obviously, with her like fancy white lab coat still, and she would just be watching everyone walk by, trying to assess their walking pattern, their gait, and seeing if there's anything abnormalities about it, watching how everybody's breathing, seeing if she needs to go give mouth to mouth to any attractive strangers. And she's just watching everybody go by and doing their business, and that's just how she spends her time. And probably with a glass of Chardonnay.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool, cool. Okay, Bella, go ahead.
Carolyn Carolyn is walking about downtown trying to find the latest, I say latest, the most recent additions to the secondhand stores. Now, typically in her old life, she wouldn't go and shop there for herself at all, but in the ways of clothes at least. But nowadays, she scours um, her recently departed peers' possessions in such stores to try to find something that might look good on her mantelpiece or on her bedside table. Um, she used to do such activities at art shows, but since her beloved Thomas has passed, funds aren't as replenishing as they used to be. And though she is in no
Dire
in major,
straits.
oh, absolutely not. She just wants to make sure that she can live comfortably in this
Okay.
cozy, cold little place that she would trade the humidity for the snow any day.
Yeah. So I put for Carolyn downtown looking for dead friend stuff at secondhand stores.
Yep.
It's and also it's not like a requirement for me to keep information on this stuff, but I thought might be helpful for you guys as you develop your characters to see what you said. Like next session, look back and see what they were doing last week. Okay, before we go any further, what I want to do is I want everybody to click into their character sheet. Open character sheet and go to end of session. So on this, at the beginning of a session, mark 2 more. So you will always have did the murder maven solve a mystery marked. You choose any 2, but you need to think, what might I plan on doing this game? Like this session, and pick the 2 that you think your character might do. And at the end of the game, if you did do that, you get an experience point. And also make sure everybody has their XP tracker visible. It looks like okay, you guys are on top of that because
Am I
each
supposed to be able to click on the
you
dots? Or is it just me that's broken?
yes. Wait, what? I can click on your dots.
I cannot click on my dots.
On the beginning of the session dots. Will you go down
Yeah.
to advanced mode and turn it on?
I don't have that option either.
Oh,
For the audience, it's
Can
just
you
two
only view
images.
it?
you can only view
Oh,
it.
here. I got it.
You got it? It's
Okay.
working?
No.
No? Is
No.
anybody else having this issue?
That's
No,
fine.
But is my character like for my name? Like I see Knight up here, but I don't see a character sheet assigned to me.
Oh.
Do it.
So I'm clicking on somebody like
Oh,
my
it's
character
not
sheet, but it's
assigned to you. Silly me. I assigned it to OBS and then deleted OBS.
okay. No problem.
Okay. There you go. No, we
Just
just gotta get rid of that one. What is happening? Catherine
Oh, that's
War.
much better. Thank
Let me
you.
get rid of you here. Okay. You can do it now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. You may have reloaded into Fari at one point or something.
Yeah, I
Because you
switched
were
out
in
of
there
my
twice. That's right. Okay. It was still on your incognito one. Got it. Okay, so with PBTA, each time you fail a roll, like a hard fail, like you roll your roll plus your modifiers equals 6 or less, you will mark an XP on your XP tracker. That's how it works. Once you fill up your XP tracker, you can go and to the end of session, and you can go click one of the advancements. It'll check it off. You have to check off all the advancements before being able to like clear them all and then do them again. You can choose to do this at any point in time, and you do not have to announce to anybody that you're doing it. Like, you don't have to say, okay, I got 5 XP. Can I do this? No. Just clear your XP, click your advancement, do what it says, and then move on. The only thing, well, even you guys have access to the Maven moves, so even that one, you could go look. And I think we decided that nobody has the Molder or the other move at this time.
Because we were like, it's gonna be a race of failure.
Exactly.
yeah, it's
So
gonna be a race.
whoever
Who
fails
fails the
first, right?
hardest?
Dale Cooper, that's right. Dale Cooper, Fox Mulder. So, excuse me. Let me see if I needed to explain anything else. No. Okay. And I'll just remind you once more, cozy little place items. You can retroactively declare that you have it on your person, and if it makes sense to have to do so, and then you get an advantage on your roll. Um, and the way advantage works is you would roll 2d6 twice and pick. I have it
I
here.
think
Let me see
I
this.
thought you rolled 3 die and then you picked the 2 highest.
You're right. Thank you. You roll 3 die, pick the 2 highest, add them together, and then add your modifier on top of that. And then that's if you roll with advantage. If I decide you roll with disadvantage for any reason, you roll 3 die, pick the 2 lowest, and then add your modifier. And that's how that works. Yeah, and I could say I'm not gonna be super harsh, but if there's obviously like police patrolling an area and you're like, I am going to sneak into this building, even though the police are all right there, I'm gonna be like, disadvantage. Don't do that. Anyways. Also, I don't think I got to verbally apologize to Johan and Pineapple, but last time we played, I railroaded you guys, even though your rolls were in your favor, and I'm sorry, and I'm not going to do that this time, because you guys can do whatever you want. I just have to embrace the chaos
Embrace the chaos.
and let
Oh
you
no.
guys do what you want and give it to you if the dice give it to you. That's
It
my
was only a
job.
ma- it was only a
Just let us
macrame
loose.
grappling hook.
Right, it was that, and the
Oh
theater
yeah,
wanted
I
to
forgot
go
about that.
swim. No, Bella, you didn't miss a session. Me, Pineapple, Johan, and a few other people played back in December. That's what happened, and that's what I was referencing. And I just want to let you guys know, that's not me anymore. I've changed. Okay, it's gonna hurt,
It's true.
but yeah, you do what you want. Okay, so we will go ahead and get into this because the next
Hashtag
thing.
try and stay together.
Hashtag I will split you up when you fail. Um, I do have my own moves I can make. They're called hard moves and soft moves. Okay, the keeper presents a mystery. So I will do that now. The mystery that you guys will be participating in for this session, and probably I imagine it'll take 3 sessions to wind up, is called Dad Overboard. It is a complexity of 6. If you remember, when you do the theorize move, you take the complexity of the mystery and you subtract the number of clues that you found. And then that gives you a bonus or whatever to your roll. Bonus to your roll? No. It tells you whether you succeed. Bonus. I have the rolls right in front of me, but I have to do so much scrolling in this PDF because it's single page. We'll worry about it when you get to it. Anyways, the point is, this is complexity 6, so you don't have to get like tons and tons of clues, but the more the better, right? And yeah, I think that's all I have to give you guys before we start. Let me make sure. I want to do this go by go. Investigation, crown scenes, end of session questions, star and wishes. Okay, here we go. Let me go to my moves and then I will be ready. Here they are. Keeper reactions. Got it. Okay. All of you mavens have gathered together at the top floor of the Candlelight Booksellers, which is a super cozy, super kitschy little book bookstore slash library. And I'll be keeping index cards. So if you guys see by the characters tab, there's the public tab, and that's where I'll be keeping index cards for this kind of stuff, just in case you need to reference it. So the Candlelight Booksellers, you guys rent out the attic space of this once a week in order to host your Murder Mavens Mystery Book Club. Um, you have it decorated however you want. You usually will bring snacks. It goes without saying that you guys are not the only murder mavens, but you guys are the only ones we're focusing on. But like Bella talks about when Carolyn dies or whatever, there's another murder maven ready to take her place, and you guys will all have known her or whatever. Bella can't choose to die, so But maybe she will, maybe she won't. Who knows?
She can't choose to
She
die.
can't
That's how
choose.
it is.
It has to happen to her. Okay. So as the camera. Oh, I didn't explain this. One of my favorite things about this show, not show, it's basically a show, about this game is paint the scene. That is where we all collectively decide what a scene looks like. This is not every scene, this is only certain scenes that I have like in my sheet. And so the candlelight bookseller is one of the scenes. So paint the scene. As the camera pans around the loft where you hold your murder maven's meetings, what do we see that shows you how you have personalized the space? So, who wants to chime in? How have you personalized the space? Because you guys have made this your own.
Oh boy.
I've brought one of my dear Thomas's coats and hung it up on the coat rack,
Is that for
just in
anybody to
case.
use?
No, so that we can block it, stuff it under the door in case there's a draft.
Oh, nice. Draft coats. No, it's real. It's this. That's fair.
I remember when we did the one shot, we had basically like one of those chalkboards that like flips over, and one side had like the book we were talking about, and the other side was like our board with all the strings on it that connected all our clues. I like that, so I think we have one of those still. And whenever suspicious people come up, we flip it over so that it just looks like we're writing down notes about our book.
Yeah. Flip board. I'm gonna call it a flip board.
Oh yeah. I think Laura took a corner and redecorated it. Just completely redecorated it because technically we're in quote unquote enemy territory because this is the other bookstore in the town other than the one I run.
But you run a
So
cafe slash bookstore,
slash
so
bookstore,
isn't
but
that? Oh,
but
maybe you just don't have enough room to host weekly.
no, that's definitely true. I mean, it's not for real. That's why I say quote unquote. It's just the other place. So there's a like this little corner that I probably completely redecorated. So it has the vibe or the style of my bookstore. But by that I probably mean it just has new paintings, new things on the wall, a different shelf. Everything's organized a little bit differently. It's like this little corner where we probably that's where we keep all of our in-house copies of the books we read. Just that's where I probably organize it.
Nice. Do you keep your business cards there? Some
Oh
business
yeah,
cards to hand out to the other patrons of this bookstore?
I mean I probably keep them upstairs because I know that's not we're not the only people that come into the room and use it. So they're just cleverly put someplace there just in case. I'm not gonna leave it out in the open downstairs.
Right,
I
right,
mean,
right, right, right. But the
I
other
wanna
people who rent out the attic will come and see.
yeah.
Yeah.
They'll find this like oh maybe their coffee is better over there. I'm like yeah, it definitely is. It is. I'm just saying.
Okay. Catherine?
Catherine donated for single seat chair. Well, obviously they're single seated. Four chairs that are have ornate wooden legs on them, and they come up, and the arms like fold over like this, and like the wood
They're the
runs up in
nice
the front,
ones.
and like the big
Yeah.
back with the wings that come up, and they're probably like red and black with some like paisley design on them. She spent a little bit of money to make the room a little bit more cozy and donated it to the cause here,
Oh, nice. Okay, okay.
the book club cause.
Okay, so,
If
you
I
got.
might make a serious suggestion
Yeah,
instead of the draft coat.
yeah, totally.
I mean, the draft coat can stay, but
Yeah, tell me what else.
I was thinking about bringing like a little cooler cart or like a little snack cart with like a ice tray bottom
Okay.
where we could keep either drinks of alcoholic or non-alcoholic varieties, a little tray above the ice but below the top tray for
Honey, how are you
any.
gonna fill your flask if it isn't full of alcohol?
No, keep him on.
No, you have to. You have to know.
No, you got to put him on for
Those are my
effect.
reading glasses
No, they have to
for
be
all the
us. You can put him
reads.
on dramatically every
Right,
time.
right. I just thought of that.
If anyone chooses to bake or bake something, i.e., buy it from the grocery store and take it out of its plastic wrapping, there's a little tray for snacks.
And when
Just
that happens, Laura totally judges.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they buy it from my store, it's fine.
Totally claim that I baked it on my own.
um,
See, my Eunice actually does bake. It's just that usually she's so busy doing other stuff, she just can't.
I noticed that in your cozy thing, and that's why I pulled that in.
I like
On
that
the
Carolyn stocks the minibar. That's
That
It's an
is a mini bar.
important thing, y'all.
Yes, yes, it is.
It's important.
I'm just kidding. Like whatever you decided. I'm just joking. Aside.
There you go. Okay, was there anything else?
On the side, there's either antlers from Dear Thomas's last hunt,
His
or
very last hunt.
a mounted fish.
The
Like,
one
the
that
singing one?
sings.
The one that sings.
Oh, it has to be.
It
Yes,
could be a real one and that one.
but Carolyn refuses to put batteries in it.
So each
I was
day
have
y'all
you seen
come
the,
and
okay?
punch the button
Have
and
you
it doesn't work.
have you seen the fish that was an Amazon Alexa got hooked up to? So then you could speak to Alexa as a fish.
I would enjoy that.
Like, oh, it was so
That
good.
sounds like something my grandson Emerson would hook up. I should call him.
Well, for sure.
Now that he's
I'm
good
going
enough,
to.
mother should
We'll
visit
see.
me.
We don't use the fish until it gets intelligence.
Singing fish, no batteries, sad face.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys are you're in the midst of your meeting. It's kind of winding down. What's everybody talking about? What's going on? You guys are the person that you are studying is Amanda
Delacour.
thank you, Delacourt, in the Golden Crown Mysteries. And you guys, that's your book. That's your series. So go ahead. Oh, y'all are in there.
We're all sitting down.
Well, that's it.
Don't everyone
Just
speak at
ready. Well, did anybody even have time to read this?
Of course. How could we not?
This is one of the few things I actually make time to do instead of doing things on my own whim. I suggest you
I mean,
do the
we
same
only
if
got
you
through
wanted to
16
stay.
chapters last time. What would you expect us to do with the other 37?
I know.
37. I mean,
Right.
it's just this is just a. I am surprised we haven't finished this yet. This is the shortest book. We should have finished this last week. It's because
Absolutely. You know, I might need to take some guilt for that. I had a little bit too much, and I might have had a bit too much fun and distracted y'all. Because you know, who can resist all this?
Well,
yeah, that's what
usually I
happens when
don't
somebody puts
read
batteries
unless
on the
it's
fish.
reading, and it wasn't on the audiobook, so I
Well,
just
it
couldn't
sounds like you
finish
need to
this
go
one
back
in
to
time.
second grade and learn how to read now, darling. Now, don't you think?
Oh, honey, I think you just
Oh.
need another drink.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's exactly
honey,
it.
I think you need to.
Isn't that the mother of Jesus on your flask there?
So, what do you think about the chapter 18? I mean, I thought, wow, what an end to that like arc of the book. I just couldn't believe. I mean, they were getting right to the climax there.
And as Eunice is trying to distract everybody from this nonsense that's happening, I think it's hilarious that Catherine is like, how do you expect me to read in this book club? Because I don't read.
I listened to the audiobook.
Maybe
I'm too
stay back.
busy watching the people walk by.
She's the only one that
Maybe you
knows
should
how to
stop
use
being
an
such a little
audiobook.
creep there and learn how to read. I mean, what's your PhD
Okay,
for if you don't know how to read?
what you guys
It's an
hear?
M
You
all
guys,
the
MD,
files?
sweetheart. MD.
you guys hear footsteps
M.
coming
D.
up the stairs, And it's this old, it's actually a familiar creak, like a slow creaking. You can kind of hear the huffing and puffing. You totally recognize who this is, all of you. But it brings you some excitement instead of dread. All y'all are looking forward to who's walking through that door.
Someone died. We know it, and we're happy
Yeah.
about it.
So you guys, the door swings open and slowly, this lumbering figure steps in, and you recognize him as Sheriff Werman Dalrymple. And he, he doesn't make eye contact with any of you. He, like, takes his good old time and, like, turns around and shuts the door, and then he turns around and gives a big old sigh, and he said, he kind of tips his sheriff's hat. For some reason, it's not fitting that he's wearing a cowboy hat, so he's not. But I just thought, sheriff. Anyways, he's
Yeah.
not wearing a cowboy hat, definitely. But yeah, he kind of sighs and looks at you all, and he is like, "Well, how are you, ladies, tonight?" He does not look excited to see you at all.
Jesus Christ. So,
Wishing I had about 3 more drinks before seeing your mug. How are you doing tonight, Sheriff?
Well, you got one of those for me?
I mean,
Help
Oh,
yourself.
wait. I can't drink on the job. It got
When
me
has
in
that ever stopped
trouble
you
last
before?
time.
I mean, if you're looking for us to solve a murder again, you're probably off the job, so you can probably just drink. It's fine.
He just kind of looks at Laura, and he shakes his head and he says, "Well, matter of fact happens that I really didn't want to have to come to you ladies because I'm getting real tired of the INCOMPETENCE of my
I'm sorry. My
The incompetence. She's calling
thank
her
you.
department
Thank you.
incompetent.
Okay.
Honey, is
my
there a
Sorry.
dead body? I haven't performed an autopsy in a decade.
That's not true.
well,
You did one last week when there was the last murder.
Was a week. We all know it. Don't lie to us,
Yeah,
please.
don't lie.
That
excuse
is
me.
Oh,
Nope. It
nothing,
was a frog.
Sheriff.
It was a frog.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't you worry your pretty little head about it, Sheriff.
Anyway, there's to
So at
be
least
no
you don't worry
touching
your
of
head
the
about it.
And
bodies.
nothing else now, do
Ugh.
ya?
Again, these rules.
They're there for your own protection, ma'am.
Yep.
If he
Um,
doesn't see us do it, you're totally good in my book.
he kind of
You're asking
stares
your
Eunice
friend for
down.
permission?
You didn't hear that from me, Sheriff.
I just heard it
I don't think you did.
from you.
You need some hearing aids.
Yeah.
Catherine gets up
In
while
your
this
old age.
conversation's happening and starts to make a drink for the sheriff.
He-
Laura's gonna go to the flipboard and just gonna go flip it and say, "New mystery title pending," and she's just wait to write down the details.
You're still at that flipboard. I told you to get rid of all that. That's no good.
We did, and then we had a new mystery.
Yeah.
We
Oh.
just
mean-
bought a new one, don't you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They're
we
not
tried
that
a
expensive.
whiteboard, but I mean, it's not as fun as Shock. So
You can't clap
Okay.
the
Makes the
erasers
sheriff the
together.
drink.
Okay, yeah, he takes it definitely, and he looks at it.
And Catherine hangs off his arm.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm assuming he's used to this behavior. So,
Yeah, she's just like making sure,
sure.
That he's fit in his age.
that you're gonna drink your drink.
he takes a small sip. He's like, if you insist. Anyways, ladies, listen. Albert Kraus has died.
Are you sure you don't need me to do the autopsy?
We are fairly certain he just drowned. It's a fairly straightforward drowning. You see, a few nights ago, we pulled him out of the bay. He was all gross and bloated, and you know how they do.
So
That
about to get
happens.
rid from in life, huh?
Exactly, but we don't want to speak ugly about the dead.
It's okay.
Why not? They deserve it sometimes.
You
Catherine being
ladies.
disappointed with not being able to do the autopsy, she returns to her chair.
So what I'm hearing here is that this happened a few days ago, and you're just telling us now.
Well,
It's
Eunice.
probably because they hit a blockade and they haven't come into any other options except for us.
That's right. You're Eunice. I meant, well, Laura. And then
I
Eunice
mean,
spoke up and he says, "You're not too far off the mark, but I'm gonna need you ladies to keep it on the down low, as the kids are calling it."
So
And
I shouldn't be posting this on my Facebook wall right now.
it
Ryan, those
hasn't
memories are
even been
weird.
released to the press, so no.
I already updated the Twitters.
Do you even know how to use a Twitter?
Yes, it's more hip than
Well,
Facebook,
as
old
long
lady.
as long as you didn't at me, then we'll be good.
Laura's gonna write in the
How did
blackboard.
you?
Remember to friend the sheriff on Twitter.
Does anybody know how to delete tweets? Anybody?
I
Hand it
My
over.
son told me that once it's on the internet, it can't go off. So I just don't
Yeah.
even do it
That's
without
what
my
my
Okay,
permission.
son said
ladies,
too.
ladies, ladies. Be like, be quiet. Albert Kraus was dragged out of the bay dead 3 days ago after he went yachting for with his family on vacation a quarter mile from shore where the boat is currently being kept. Now, we're kind of assuming he just got drunk and fell overboard because they're a really nice family. You guys know the Krauses. A very influential family in the neighborhood. Eunice, they constantly donate tons of money to your fundraiser efforts. Very got their hands in everything. Picture perfect family. There's no way that there's any foul play, but my boss was really on me about making sure that there's no foul play at all. So, I just need you guys to, especially you, Catherine, I need you to check the body out. Just confirm what I already know is to be the truth. And, if I'm sure I could present that to my boss and if a
If we happen to do
actual
your job for you, you won't be upset. Got it.
And your truth is that they just drowned accidentally.
Right.
fell
With
overboard, got
Fell
drunk,
overboard.
fell overboard, drowned in the bay. You know how these main waters are.
and
Well,
he was
Pacific.
me
a
and these lady
Mm.
friends all need access to that body.
Well,
And
that's
that boat.
Tell us
And the
where to
boat.
go.
okay.
well. And he,
Oh, and their estate.
And the scene.
Of the
The
crime.
scene of the crime.
Well,
The where you
yeah.
found the body.
wait. So he was
And a
only
yacht.
with
We
his
need a yacht.
family.
Yeah, we need the yacht.
I might be able to help with that.
He was only with his family the whole time. It's his wife Amanda, his eldest daughter Sarah, his son David, and youngest daughter Emily.
We'll need to
I'm
talk to
gonna
them
need
too.
someone to write that down.
All,
I'm writing
all
it
of it,
down, don't worry.
all of that. But you're telling me he was alone in a yacht in the water, and he died only with his family, and you don't suspect foul play?
Of his
No.
family either.
They are the most lovely family, and he fell into the sea. He
Yeah.
obviously drowned.
It's always the people you
Every
least
Oh
picture
my
has
expect.
their
lordy
gags, honey.
Lou. How have you gotten so far into law enforcement and you still think that the pretty picture perfect families are as perfect as they seem?
I mean, she don't know. You
He
know, you
holds
still
up
believe
his
her.
hand and he says, "Listen, ladies,
I'll
I
pull
was
his
just."
hand down. You cannot put your hand in my face, good sir.
He rubs his head. Listen, I am only here on
That's
my boss's orders. And now that you guys have the information you know, the body is being currently held in a cold storage at the fish market.
It's not cold enough up here.
What's his name?
At the
You
fish
know,
market.
Etienne
sure.
Beauregard. You
I
know him.
remember.
He owns a warehouse that's currently storing Mr. Krause's body. You just
Yep.
go over there, find him. He can get you all squared away. Please try not to touch the body too much. If you could just look at it,
So it hasn't had an autopsy yet because it's at a warehouse.
It's
The
it's
Or a
in
warehouse.
fish market.
it's in storage. It's being held until it can be shipped back to Boston for the funeral because their family's from Boston.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
they were in Brindlewood
Okay.
Bay.
For because they were. Obviously, Brindlewood Bay is the
I
place
don't.
to
Yeah,
be. Obviously.
Definitely. Murder
yeah,
Carolyn,
capital of the
definitely not
world,
suspicious
apparently.
at all, Sheriff.
Carolyn, can you remind me to bring my medical bag before we leave?
Are you gonna make fun of my um, Mary Mother of Jesus flask again?
Nope, I will do that.
Probably.
If that responsibility is up for the taking, I'll take it.
Okay, fine. I don't know
Okay,
if I can
I will
trust you. You
grab
forgot it
your
last
medical
time.
bag
and at that moment, the
since you
sheriff
don't have an audiobook to tell you what to do.
he finishes his drink. He nods to Catherine and then the rest of you ladies. He tips his sheriff's hat, whatever that looks like, and he spins around and he says, "Just report to my office, my department, as soon as you get word on the drowning of Mr. Krause. Thank you." And he heads on out. And now we cut the scene. Cut. There. Next, we have paint
So
the scene
dramatic.
stuff, and then we have establishing questions. You each have met one of the Kraus. Oh, wait. No, not you each. One of you met one of the Kraus children several years ago. What were the circumstances around that meeting? So you guys decide amongst yourselves which one of you has a connection to the Krauses. It could be familial, friendly, enemy, whatever. I have the Kraus family on the index card board on Fari. You just click the public tab and you can see that. And y'all discuss for a moment and figure out who knows who. Yes? Bella?
Might I take just a moment to check on something?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Everybody else.
Oh, but first, the Wayne. What's the word for it? Estate. The Wayne Estate has been fairly active in various yachting clubs over the last 20 or so years. We would know nearly anyone and everyone that has been out on the East Coast. Maybe not too personally, but we know them and we know of them. We might have had them at dinner.
Eh,
Anyway,
gotcha. Anybody
Yeah.
else? Y'all want to have
Um,
like a personal connection to one of these
I would
people?
only say I don't know if it would be personal, but we did establish that the Kraus has some sort of connection to all my charity events. But again, I don't know if that would be personal
That's
or not.
true. And
But
what
that's just
you are saying and what Bella's saying are fine, but I want somebody with who met one of the Kraus children several years ago
yeah.
and what
I'm
the
saying it's totally
circumstances were.
possible I could have met one of them.
Okay.
I'm just because I do have a connection at that. I'm saying it could be more, but I'm totally willing to let other people chime in.
I don't think it would have been Laura because she moved in from the city. Might have been Boston, the same place they're from. But I don't think she ran the same circles as probably a rich family did, unless one of them came to my shop once and didn't like the coffee and complained about it on Twitter.
So the way that establishing questions work, and I see Knight that you're ready to say something, but the way that it works is you kind of declare a truth. So it could be, I think in our last game somebody was like, "Oh, I actually mentored Sarah as a
Theater
child.
nerd,
I
I
was
think
like
it
a
was.
big sister." Yeah, type deal. Yes, theater nerd. So just say it and it is so type thing. Knight, what's your idea?
Um, how old is Sarah, do we think?
So we just have that the eldest daughter is Sarah, then there's the son David, and then the youngest daughter Emily. So I guess I would rule. Oh wait, I have this. Do I? Sarah Kraus is older. Okay, how old is David? Doesn't say. Doesn't say. But okay, so but from the feeling I'm getting,
Is they don't have
Emily
families or
is
children.
like 13, 12, 13. David is probably 16. Sarah is like 18. Something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to say Catherine Um, Catherine doesn't have a connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just um, mainly because or Catherine does have a
You're going?
connection. She was Sarah's family physician for a short time when she was very young, or a couple of years ago,
Okay.
or all the children, I guess. But like maybe it was just for Sarah for that time when she wanted to be on birth control. She came to me.
Okay. Um, what do you guys want to do? So we established that Eunice has received donations from the family. Carolyn has her hands in the yacht clubs, but that's not necessarily personal. And then Laura, family
No.
physician for Catherine, and then Laura, maybe if they
Yeah.
visited
I
your
have
shop.
I think Laura is the one that's removed the most. I don't think she has
Okay,
any
got you.
connection at all.
I have one. Maybe Eunice knows of one of the kids really well because she does a lot of event planning because of all of her charity events. So maybe the family, because they do stuff with her with charity all the time, maybe they get Eunice to help plan their like parties and events for the family. So like maybe if a kid has a birthday party or something up, Eunice like goes and talks to that kid and like is very personal about like what they want for it and stuff like that. And that would be how they
Okay.
know
Which
them
kid?
personally.
Which one?
Um, we'll go with
The one who loves
um
cats.
yeah, which one loves cats?
I'm gonna say that. Oh, Sarah is way older than 18. I'm so sorry. She's got 3 children. Woo! She really needed. No, okay. You failed at
Okay,
your job,
so
Catherine.
if she's older, I would say that Catherine delivered her children. Is
Okay, okay.
how Catherine knows her.
Okay. Yeah. So we can make all that a thing, and let's say the birthday party was for Emily, because she's the
Okay.
youngest. I'm actually going to put her at 13, 14. That's fine. That's fine. And then David is running an art gallery. He's definitely not 16 years old. Okay, Sarah, we're going to say she's 32. David, 28. Emily, 16.
13.
There we go. Now I'm going to make her
13 is
16.
super young. Okay.
Their parents were very active late into their lives. Anyways, let me see. Okay,
Those
so
adopted.
we will
Yeah.
say index card. Oh, you know what? I can do it this way. Add. Never mind. Okay. So, just for everybody's awareness, Eunice has a personal relationship with Sarah. No, Emily, in planning her birthday party. Then Catherine was their OBGYN and delivered all their children. That was very nice. And then Laura is not really connected. And then Carolyn
Yacht club.
is the yacht club thing. So, um, she will be right back, but we're just going to continue. Unless everybody wants to take a quick bio break, or are we good?
I mean, I could
Um,
take a quick
I can
break.
take one, yeah.
Let's take a quick
oh
break,
yeah.
and then we'll be right back. I need to get a BRB scene for OBS. Oh, everybody took a quick bio break to give you time to get back. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? My Google Meets broke. Something's happened. What is going on? Is it this? Exit. That was really weird. Go on. Go away.
I'm back, by the way.
Okay, cool. My Google Meets broke, so I'm getting back into it.
Oh, you're on there twice now.
Oh, great. Okay. Don't know what's happened. Somebody should be able to kick me. Who turned into the host?
Not me.
I don't even know
Wait,
what to tell.
I got it. I got it. Remove from meeting. Okay, cool. Go away.
Turning on my camera. Did we, because we turned sound off on Google Meet, did the stream still get sound?
Yeah, because it's coming through. It's what's coming through my earphones, my headphones.
Oh, right. Fair
So,
enough.
yeah. So it's not just me talking and then responding to you guys. That would be sad. I've done that once. It was really sad. Okay. Okay, I just gotta fix this real quick again. Then we will be ready to go. Top. Right. Is fine. Bottom. Those. Sorry. He's really annoying. He's really annoying. And I love him, but he drives me insane. Okay. Now that I've got this fixed.
Say hello, Zeus.
Ah, he's so cute. I love him. Okay.
He's the puppy.
Okay, here we go. Now that this is working again, let me get... Okay, we left off, deciding our establishing question. So, now, where do you guys want to go? It is, so when would you have your weekly meetings? Like, at what time of day?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Oh,
11:30 in the morning.
But what day of the week?
Um, Thursdays.
That's kind of yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So it probably
Yeah,
goes
11:30.
11:30 to like 1 o'clock, something like that. And your meeting has just wrapped up. The sheriff has let you know what he needs from you, and then he left. So yeah, where do you guys want to go?
I'd say we should hit the fish market first because I can see her scalpel finger triggering, and I just need to get that done.
I think the body can also tell us a lot about what we need to look for, like if we do go to the boat and stuff like that.
Yeah, confirming he actually drowned first,
Yeah,
checking the boat
exactly.
second.
I. It's not. I'm scared.
Are you good, Bella?
I
I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, Catherine, your friends want to go to the fish market?
Yeah, I also, Catherine, well, me, Catherine, would also like to go see the fish market, and explore and hopefully remember her medical bag, and hopefully it will have a scalpel in there.
It will have whatever makes sense to have in there. It's all good. Okay, so you guys go to the fish market, and this has those paint the scene questions as well. So, what do you see that reminds you why you love the fish market? Or what about this place makes you hate coming down here? So, we'll start with Catherine. What do you love about it?
Yeah, Catherine loves that it's near I'm guessing that it's near the water, so she enjoys that. She hates the smell of fish, though, so I think just the pungent aroma of raw fish is what she'd just be like, oh, I can't, I can't.
Do
How
you
do people do this?
do you think she carries like a handkerchief that has like some perfume on it or something?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Um, Laura, what do you love or hate? What do you see that reminds you why you love or hate about it?
I think Laura. I mean, she also doesn't like the smell of fish, but it's not like super repugnant to her. Um, I think what she likes the most is the sound of busyness and stuff going in and out, people calling for fish, like a very busy market, and she likes the energy around. So she likes being around that things are happening fast, quick type of energy.
Okay, okay. What about Eunice?
I think Eunice, in a similar way, likes all of the people who aren't coming here to work, but are like more touristy and coming to like watch what's happening, watch the process, coming to buy. Maybe more of the customers aspect, and she really likes the energy of them coming to buy like fresh produce kind of things,
Okay, okay. So we
and seeing
got
all the different kinds of people.
yeah. I got you. Yeah, it is like 1 o'clock or one. I'm gonna put it around like 1:30. So on a weekday, it's pretty busy. You guys, you get there and you see like these crowds of people, and you can go off towards the dock, or there's like warehouses on either side.
They never told us which. Yeah, yeah. They told
He
the
did.
sheriff told us which one.
Yeah, it's
So probably like beeline straight to that warehouse, considering it's a warehouse, not a morgue.
right.
We don't wanna we don't wanna like contaminate the evidence.
Okay. Yeah, it's you guys know exactly where it is, but it seems to be closed. You don't see anybody. The door is closed.
Oh boy. Um, it's only one
Is the
door.
door locked?
Do you try to open it?
Yes, Catherine tries to open it. She takes charge of the situation and pulls on the door.
Why don't you go ahead and do our first roll in an hour
Beautiful.
and a half? What a game.
It's 2d6, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna do the day move.
Oh.
And that is... So when you do something risky or face something that you fear, name what you're afraid will happen. So yeah, do that. State what you're afraid will happen. I would say that pulling on a unknown door could be risky.
In the fish market, my fear would be that I'm going to be covered in fish when the store slides open.
Okay, then go ahead and roll for that. You're gonna roll whichever vitality, composure, reason, presence.
Oh, I'm gonna roll that.
Yeah.
I think composure
Okay, that's fine.
plus. Oops. That roll. It only rolled one. Sorry. Or did that roll two?
It rolled a 2d6 plus composure, and you got a 4.
But why do I have
Oh
a
no.
1 plus 2 plus 1?
Because it's telling you if you hover over your final, it says
Oh,
2d6. That's what you rolled. You rolled a 1 and
Gotcha.
a 2, and then the plus 1 is, or the 2 is composure. And then you got the
Right.
2d6s in there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
Cool.
okay, so what happens is that you pull the door, you turn the handle, and it turns a little too easily, and you pull the door open, and almost immediately, like, it all feels like it's just too easy. And as you pull the door open, Etienne is actually like plunging out the door. He like shouldered in and had his like whole thing of slop that he throws out, and it like
Oh, no.
covers you. It like pushes you back. He's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Catherine literally
It's
just
like,
barfs everywhere
he
all
catches
over
it with the
Etienne.
Oh
bucket.
no.
He catches it with the bucket. And
Okay, well, that's fine. Good for him.
That's some reflexes. Are you sure you're not D&D?
oh, and I'm gonna give you
I
a
think you need to roll, Etienne.
condition. No, I don't roll. I'm allowed to give you condition. Oh, there they are.
No,
Okay.
it's okay.
I'm going to give you a condition. It's going to be like seasick on land or something like that. What do you think it should be called? How are you most affected right now?
Uh,
Sick to your stomach?
yeah, sick to my stomach. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I would be, I guess, seasick.
Okay. And whenever you are seasick, whenever you are rolling anything that might the sick to my stomach thing might affect you, you are rolling at a disadvantage. Just so
Okay.
you know. And so we remember the way that you clear conditions is either when it clears, like we all as a table agree like this is enough time, like it makes sense to be cleared, or you do a cozy move and you can clear a condition that way. So Bella, what you missed is Catherine found the warehouse and she attempted to open the door and it opened a little too easy and she got covered in fish from Etienne. He was throwing out the slop for the day. It covered her. Yeah. Anyways, Etienne, silver bearded, he's warm. He looks like the guy. He doesn't smell like somebody that you want to hug, but he definitely looks like somebody you just want to get in there and hug. Um, and he, yeah, he's just a really nice guy. And he looks at Catherine and all the ladies and says, "Oh, the sheriff told me you would be coming. Oh, Miss Catherine, what's your last name? Moorhall.
More
Oh,
hall.
yeah, um, he probably only calls you Catherine Hall. He probably forgets the more all the time, and like because he doesn't see you that often, because you don't like the fish market, so he doesn't get to
That's
see you.
fair.
But he's like, "Oh, Miss Hall, I'm so sorry about that. I got some a fresh change of clothes inside." So he does do that. Yeah. And he opens the door a little wider and he says, "You're all welcome to come in. I'm really sorry."
Oh, jeez. I think Laura's gonna say, "Oh, thank you, thank you. Do you have a rag? Do you have a faucet or anything, just so I can clean up Catherine a little bit so she doesn't keep, you know, puking."
He says, "Yeah, yeah, come in, and I'll get you all squared away." And he, oh,
Catherine's frozen in rage.
oh, is she mad?
Oh God, she's the one with the knife. So yeah, I'm gonna clean her fast.
He kind of like ushers everybody inside and gets you some towels or whatever. They all smell slightly of fish. Some of them are damp. You know, it's kind of gross in here. He does bring you a change of clothes, and it's like this fisherman's jumper with the rubber boots like built into it.
Great. I'll take it.
That's gonna be useful if we have to go waiting.
You got the
Catherine
waiting, that's what it's
luckily
called, the waiting
also just
gear.
had a lab coat on, so she just takes that off and her clothes underneath are probably fine.
Oh, okay, that's right. She's lab coat. Actually, since you rolled a 4, which is abysmal, I am ruling that you were totally
Okay, great.
soaked and
Okay, I
covered.
will take whatever change of clothes that I am offered.
And he does offer them. And he even says, he's like, "Here, this is the warmest storeroom we've got. And it's right next to Mr. Kraus, who I know that you guys need to take a look at. Don't worry, he's not in that one. He's in that one." And he's like, "Here, go in there. We'll close the door."
Nobody touches the body until I'm changed.
Can I open the door though?
No, nobody.
If there's fish behind the door, I tried.
Etienne, it's
Yes?
on you if they touch the body.
Oh
And
Lord,
Catherine goes away into the warm room to change.
I open up the door.
He says, "Well, now y'all, we gotta wait for Mrs. Hall because she she's
It's
the
more
doctor."
Hall.
Oh, Mrs. Moorhall.
Dr. More Hall.
Doctor Moore. We have to wait for the doctor, okay? And the Krauses are very important people to me. I served their family for years and years. They come every year to do their yacht thing and buy fish from me. And I'd do anything for the Krauses and everything I have in this world, including that jumpsuit that Miss Moore Hall is wearing, is because of the Krauses. And when they told me they needed somewhere cold to store old Mr. Albert's body, I was more than happy. Oh, I'm sorry, the cat just stabbed me in the back, literally. Okay, I was more than happy to make room between the cod and the pollock. He's right there snuggled up. I'm sure he
Oh,
really loved cod and pollock, so sure he's happy.
oh boy, oh boy.
And so
Um,
and so with that, he had kind of pushed the door closed and like, "We need to wait for the doctor."
um. Okay, so I'm gonna just gonna talk to Etienne and say, so you've worked for them for a long time. You ever been on the yacht with them, or?
I want you I want you to roll the meddling move, Johan.
Oh, yep. Let me just quickly remember how to do that.
It's okay. That's all good. I'm looking at it right now. When you search
Yes.
for a clue, conduct research, or otherwise gather information, which is what you are doing,
Yes.
um, describe how you're doing so and roll with an appropriate ability. So, yes.
Okay, I see.
So, whatever you're doing, vitality, composure, reason, presence.
It would probably be reason. Yeah, definitely. I just click that. And I click this.
Ooh, an
And
8.
nice.
Wow. Look at that. I need to bring up my moves list so I don't have to keep defaulting to you guys'. Let me do that real quick. Moves list? Maven moves. That's
Yeah,
not
I
what.
got it open.
Reference sheet. Here we go. I got it. Okay. On a 7 to 9, there's a complication. So on a hit, you find a clue. So let me see what clue I'm gonna give you. So you asked
Ooh.
him if you were
The yab them at any point ever if he has been.
gotcha. Okay. Aspect. I'm gonna do that. Clues. Okay. He looks at you and he says, uh, okay. He says, well, I was just on their yacht. They invited me on it the other day. Not 3 days ago. It wasn't the 3 days ago when Mr. Albert died. It was when they just came into town. So that was probably about 5 days ago. And they asked me to go out and set up their cod and pollock bar that they so enjoyed having on their boat. And I did hear I didn't see Knight's face until I looked up and he's like the cod and pollock bar with the cocktail martini stuff. And I did hear an argument between David and Amanda, Mr. Krause's wife and son, on the deck of the Regal Lady, which is the name of the boat. But I couldn't really make out what they were saying
Catherine steps out
between.
of this thing, change into her fish market attire, and with her ball of clothes,
And what does she
and
look
drops it in
like?
the floor in front of Etienne. She is appalled that she's wearing this. She's got her like basically she's put it on all wrong probably. So she has like this jacket over top and she's put the suspenders to hold up her pants over top of this like rain jacket thing that she has on, and she's tucked the rain jacket into around the pants. Like the I guess it would be like a rain jacket to keep it dry.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be hard to get out later. Um and then like they're of course attached to the boots that are far too big for her, so she waddles to walk, like she's literally like side to side kind of to get to walk because her feet are too small for the boots. And then she yeah, that's what she looks like, and her hair's just like she tied her hair up tightly after wringing it out on the floor and left a nice little puddle for
Oh,
Etienne to clean up,
nice.
which she thought
Thanks.
was, her passive aggressive way of saying you're a dink.
Also, John, I forgot to throw in a complication on that clue. So,
Oh, it was too easy.
yeah, sorry. The complication is gonna be that he thought that it was Amanda and David, but he heard a woman's voice and David. So I'm gonna put a woman's argument between a woman and David on the deck. But he couldn't make out who it was and he couldn't really see either, because all
Okay.
the cod and pollock. And
Yeah, it's too hard to hear over the cut and
it
pollock.
really was. So,
Were
yeah.
the Cotton Pollock talking
Sometimes they do, he says.
to each other?
No, no, to me. Sometimes.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
um, he whenever Catherine walks out and like plops the clothes down, he kind of looks and he's like, I'll get a bag for that. Until then, just feel free to leave them there. And he opens up the door with Albert Kraus in it, and he says, yeah, just he's right in there. I covered up his face with a piece of cardboard because he's just a little gruesome.
Etienne, you kind soul.
He was
You
a very
kid.
good friend of mine. So it was a little alarming to see him the way that he is. And
Dead.
Well, dead
Yeah.
is dead, honey. We just need to get in there and we just need to assess this body. It doesn't matter what you did. You touched the body. It's already contaminated now. I
well,
was told I was
technically
getting an
the
uncontaminated
cardboard
body.
touched the body. The
Hoo, 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 hoo,
cardboard,
hoo, hoo.
right? But anyways, he
Contamination.
he leaves you to go get a bag for your clothes, and he has pushed open the door. And
Eunice goes with Etienne and is just like, "It's okay, sweetie. You did nothing wrong. She just gets like that sometimes. Like you were just trying to do what you thought was best.
oh,
Like
thank
really trying to comfort him."
he is
Eunice, you are the sweet one out of
he
us.
is very comforted, and he says, "Oh, thanks, Eunice. I can always count on you to buy my shrimp and make me feel all warm and cozy." Oh no, Eunice, Eunice goes there, right?
Do you offer him a shrimp ring? Her
Eu-
a shrimp ring?
Eunice goes there, right? To
Yeah,
buy stuff.
it was so just.
We're just
Nice
Why
and
is that?
cozy.
It was so nice and cozy.
okay. Anyways, ugh, I'm going to cry. Okay. Yeah. You guys. Okay. Okay. The door is open. You walk in. You see boxes of frozen fish everywhere. It is very cold in this room. Um, think walk-in freezer of a fast food restaurant. Cold. Nobody's ever gone to cool down after a customer interaction in a walk room freezer. Then you're missing out because it's the best. Anyways,
Yep, many times.
yeah, it's like
Mhm.
gotta go to the freezer. Be right back.
Or I
Scream
gotta go
and nobody
grab
can
some.
hear it.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
So and Albert, his face is indeed covered by a piece of cardboard with a um this is totally mundane, but a picture, like an icon of this like really happy fish, and it's like just a face, and it's like smiling, and it's got like a logo or whatever. Etienne's logo is it's the food you'll love or something like that, and the fish is giving a thumbs up with its fin, and that's what you see laying on poor Mr. Albert Krause's face. And yeah, otherwise his very bloated, gross body that I'm not going to go into detail about because that's gross, um, is lying on the floor between boxes of cod and pollock. I keep saying cod and pollock because that's what the game says, so obviously
Yeah,
it's
no problem.
important.
Yeah.
It's okay. Now we know the main exports of Brindlewood Bay.
Yeah.
It's cod and pollock.
Catherine would lift up the cardboard box and just like throw it on the floor because it's unnecessary piece of like thing covering up the face. She needs to see the entire body. And is the body clothed?
Oh, absolutely.
So the first thing Catherine does is take the shirt and like rip open the yeah, just like rip it open so she
The
can see
buttons
everything.
pop everywhere. They go
Oh,
plinging
jeez.
off the
Oh, that's
walls.
so satisfying. She loves that. She puts a big smile on her face when that happens.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I want you to go ahead and roll the meddling move. So when you search for a clue or conduct research or otherwise gather information, describe how you're doing so and roll with an appropriate ability.
Meddling move. Okay, so I'm gonna use reason.
Okay. And Catherine, you failed once already. You need to make sure to mark your XP.
Okay. Yep, you're right. Thank you. Okay, reason. This rolls a 2d6 for me, right?
Yeah, it'll do
And
the
it
two.
adds the 2.
Yes.
I need to drive the car back to the house. I'll be back
Okay. See ya, Bella.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's okay. No
Do
worries.
what you need to do.
Sorry.
It's okay,
It's okay.
It's fine.
Take care of yourself.
Bella. Ooh.
I rolled a 9.
On a 7 to 9. Wait. Yes, on a hit you find a clue, and on a 7 to 9 there's a complication. So let me get your clue. What are you looking for? Tell me how you're examining this body.
So she's just doing like a very superficial exam. She's looking for like any signs of asphyxiation. So she's looking at the lips specifically, seeing what color those look like, what color the skin looks like right now. She's looking at the hands very closely, at the chest, around the neck, because we've only got to the top half of the body right now.
Okay, keep going.
She's looking at the abdomen to see how round or flat it might be. I don't know what else she's looking for.
Okay, so in your searching, as you are going through, you notice, not particularly on Albert's body, but whenever you ripped open his shirt, actually, and you were like laying it to the side, your hand ran over what could only be a hidden pocket that's actually on the
Oh.
inside of the shirt rather than like something on the outside. It's like there, like buy my wares type of deal.
Okay.
Some Eunice pockets right there.
Right. And you find a small journal. And whenever I say small, I'm talking like a wallet journal. Like the not business card size, but 4x6 photo type deal.
Yeah.
And on the first page, you can see some writing in it, but because it's all wet, it's kind of like blurred writing, but you can tell that it was kind of like a diary, but and you can make out a date. The date's at the top and you flip through and there's some dates. And there's a date for the last page. It's the date for 3 days ago.
Oh.
And underneath it is just one sentence. And it starts with I and ends with a word like anymore, but you can't like read the rest of it. Like it's all smudged. You can't really tell. So let me add that to the clues.
Okay. Catherine would take this journal and hand it to Laura's in the room with me right now.
Yeah.
To Laura and say, and just ask her to start going through that after she flipped through it.
Small diary.
Awesome. I'll do exactly that.
And then I guess Catherine would start going to the pockets of the pants before, just
Okay.
indignifying the man.
You can roll the meddling move again if you want to.
Okay. Character sheet. Roll. Ooh, yay.
Ooh, a 10. On a 10? On a 79, 7 to 9. On a 12 plus. Okay, so you just get like one clue. Okay, you're going through his pants pockets, did you say? What did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you find in the pocket of his pants, you find a wristwatch that's set to the wrong time. But yeah, it's a wristwatch. It's an old school one too. So, old school wristwatch set to the wrong time.
Like one that you have to like wind up,
Yeah, sure.
or it's just like an analog
Are
watch?
there watches that don't require batteries?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like a self-winding watch.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those. So
Um.
and so you see it, and it's still ticking, and it seems like it's going, but it's set to the wrong time.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
So yeah, Catherine compares the time to her watch, and then also hands the watch back
Laura.
to Laura, and then thank you, and then looks back to see what she's doing with the book, and Catherine's like, "You're supposed to be putting these things in plastic bags, evidence bags. Where's the evidence bags?"
What evidence bags? I don't ever have any evidence
Ah,
Did
bags.
my
somebody
bag,
say
my bag.
bag? And Etienne
Yes.
walks in with a bag holding the sopping, gross smelling clothes. And he's got it tied in like a nice little bow. And he said, what you got there?
Oh, you're not gonna take that
Uh,
to the dry cleaner for me, dear.
Well, I don't usually make trips to the dry cleaner.
Oh,
I
Well,
just,
I'm
that's
heading.
pretty wet.
Eunice comes up from behind him and is like, "Well, I'm heading that way anyway. I'll just do it for you on my way.
oh,
oh,
Busy schedule, but I can make time."
oh, thank
Eunice,
you,
you're such a doll.
Eunice. Thank
That's
you.
so
You know,
sweet.
we should really go for coffee sometime.
Uh-oh.
Edian's
Oh,
probably about Eunice's age, so he's definitely getting the wrong idea. Or is he? I don't know.
at the
Whatever.
sound of that, at the sound of that, it's probably gonna take out like a little, like what's it called, a business card from my cafe. Just gonna slip him that. It's like, just come by. I'll give you one of the house. All right, just so you know,
Oh,
you can bring friends.
well, I already have a friend. And he looked at Eunice, like, and he
See,
hands her the
exactly. I knew
bag.
you were a
It's
smart
like,
one.
thank you. Is there anything else I can do for you ladies while you're here?
Yes, bags, plastic
Bags.
bags.
Right. I have those. He goes and he he gets some plastic
Thank
bags,
you.
but when they return, they've obviously been snipped. They're like the vacuum seal bags. Um they've been snipped open and like remainder of fish juice is in them. He's like, I had to empty
Oh,
these. I hope you don't mind. I rinsed them out.
I'll just take them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll just hold them.
I thought they'd be helpful.
Would Catherine be able
They
to determine?
are bags.
They are
Well,
bags.
I have a solution for this. I have all those newspaper articles. We could just wrap the things in newspaper articles, so that way they at least don't get fish juice on them.
So bad. Before
Okay.
we do that, can Laura inspect the watch and see if it rings true to her? Like, is it on a different time zone, or is it just a few minutes behind, or something like that?
I would say it's at least an couple hours, but it's not just behind. So like time zone stuff wouldn't work for describing it because it's not just behind or ahead. Like it's off by the minute, like down to the minute, it's off. So it's off like by at least an hour, and then maybe by like
But is it still
13
good?
minutes
Like,
and 23 seconds. I don't know.
and is it staying at a specific time, or is it still ticking?
Nope, it's ticking.
Okay, and is it ticking at like the normal interval, like a minute is actually a minute
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It seems to be
Okay.
perfectly functioning. It's just at the wrong time.
We're like just the wrong time. Okay. Then I'm probably just gonna wrap it around the I God the newspaper the newspaper, and then put it in the bags, all while looking at Catherine. It's like, this is exactly what you wanted, right? And just, that's it.
Would Catherine be able to determine time or and cause of death?
I would say that without opening him up, like, there's no way that she would know. He looks like he drowned. And as for the
So
time of death, he looks like he drowned 3 days ago.
Okay, so that is so that is knowledge that um Catherine would recite that yes, body, like literally taking notes, like yes, time of death 3 days ago, approximately, and cause indeterminate without autopsy. Suspect drowning
Spec drowning.
is what she puts in her book. Now, how upset do we think this dear detective's going to be if I just, little incision in the chest?
mad, but do it anyway.
He's gonna have some bad vibes. His energy's all whack,
I mean, I've
all
got
over
to.
the place.
I think. I think I'll agree, but just do it anyway. Who's gonna
Okay.
tell you, the cod, or I don't know?
Yeah, the bollock.
Okay, so the body was open when we came here, right? That's what the story we're going with? Does everyone
Uh,
agree?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, you
Okay.
know,
it
the
was.
fish's fins are probably really sharp. It just so happened that in the handling of the body, it just happened that way.
I mean,
Catherine's smile is so big from ear to ear right now. She digs through her bag for this like scalpel that she has not sterilized in a long time.
Well, luckily he's
And
already dead, so
yeah, it
okay.
doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't matter.
Is
It
Etienne
would
still in the room?
No,
If I
Etienne had dropped the bags, asked Eunice on a date, and then left.
okay, great. Because I gotta close the door because the less he knows, the better.
Okay, and you're gonna roll a meddling move here.
oh dear. That's me. I'm going to roll reason again. Roll. Better work. Oh, good, another 10.
Wow, a 10. Okay. Yeah, do your thing. We're not gonna go into detail.
Yeah, we won't go into detail.
You were able to determine that he actually died at least 4 days ago.
4 days. Writes it in the
4.
book. Approximately died 4 days ago. Confirmed by autopsy. And is it drowning? Can I confirm drowning was the cause?
You can neither confirm nor deny. He does look like he took water into his lungs, but like
Okay.
you really were only able to tell
So I don't know if that was postmortem or cause
or
of death.
yeah.
Okay.
Died 4 days
waterlogged
ago.
lungs, drowning, probable cause of death is what she writes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay. Etienne had told us that they were on the water since 5 days before he died, right?
They were on the water 2 nights ago, blah blah blah. No, they were on the water 3 days ago, and that's when his body turned up was the night of of 3 days ago, and that's what the family had claimed is that he had fallen off of the boat 3 days ago.
He's been
Okay.
dead for 4.
So
But
we
he's
don't know
been
that
dead for 4,
Foul
according
play.
to the
foul play.
autopsy. Who would have thought that a murder mystery would have murder, right?
Um,
Mommy.
can
What?
Not D&D.
No, not
I
D&D. What are we
I
playing? Go ahead.
yeah, what are we playing? Sign up
Well,
for
the
the wrong
secret.
game.
Yeah.
Catherine would do one more check, and it would inspect the back of the head to see if there's any like if she could feel any soft spots in the skull or anything to see if he was knocked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So there's no
okay.
reason.
So
And
okay.
anything else y'all want to do here?
Is there? I feel like there's something else we need to do here. Any
And
ideas?
and all of my
No.
time,
Well,
and with all of my time that I spent with, oh, I can't think of his name, the fisher
Etienne.
guy. Yeah,
Etienne.
Etienne.
Beauregard.
With all the time I spent with him, did I get the feeling? And I'm okay to roll for this. Did I get the feeling that he was like trying to hide something from us?
You don't have to roll for that.
Okay,
No, he is he's the most
that's what I figured.
genuine man in the world. He is a sunbeam that smells like rotten fish and chum, but
wonderful.
he loves everybody.
Okay.
Okay, Catherine.
Okay.
would respectfully put the body, um, Mr. Klaus's body back together
The way that it was.
stitch it up properly and like kind of put the shirt back the best she could and place the cardboard back over the head.
Sheriff ends up saying, possible cause of death? Heart surgery? Question mark? um, yeah, and the cardboard's back with the fish going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys, you finish up there. Etienne sees you out. And I would say, how long do you think you spent here? I think you spent at least a few hours with all your
Yeah.
digging and stuff, literal and figurative. Um, and Catherine is drawing many stares, uh, both of the disgusted and the curious variety because you smell really bad still. Like soaked, it got in your hair.
Yeah, it's in my
No, it's
hair.
in
I need to take a
you.
shower.
So, where do you go? Do you like, or like take a break? We reconvene tomorrow, or what?
Catherine, well, she's waddling at this point, so she'd probably be like, get one of these ladies to drop her off at home so she could shower
You guys
for sure.
walked.
We did?
Did
Oh
you?
my
I don't
god.
know. Brindlewood Bay is a
Then she
place
would
where you
call a
can walk
cab.
everywhere.
We can say I drove all of us since I have a car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. What kind of car do you have? Oh, right. You have your
Jalopy.
car. Rusty.
Yeah, was it Rusty? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
it's
Let me see here. An oversized sedan, a motorbike. Please have a motorbike with a sidecar.
For 4 people.
For 40.
I had said a like a Volvo, like an old
That's right. That's
European.
right. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, but as soon as I get a sight of a motorcycle with a sidecar, I'm trading it in.
yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah, where do y'all go? You guys go home.
Well, I
Um,
have to go by the dry cleaner.
you gotta go by the dry cleaner. If you want to, Knight, if you want to enact your cozy move, maybe Laura comes over for you to do your cozy move. The way that works is
Yeah.
when you have an intimate moment with another maven, a friendly intimate moment, friendly, platonic, while one of you is engaged in your cozy activity, choose two. So that's something you want to insight.
Yeah, where is that in the thing?
It should be there and moves.
Moves.
The
Oh, and
cozy
move,
move.
sorry. Yeah.
So
Yeah, choose
you don't
two.
have to
So,
roll for that. You just do it and then you
okay.
role play it and then you choose two and it's going to be clear and appropriate condition and then one of the others.
So who asks who? Do I ask Laura about her?
It's
Like it
you.
says,
Yeah, it's the person who needs to be cozy.
Yeah. Pick any one of those.
so I would
And it has to be your cozy activity.
Oh well.
okay, so I'm going to say one of you engaged in the cozy activity, choose two from the below. If the cozy activity, otherwise choose one. If it's your cozy activity, otherwise choose one. So our cozy activity is going to be crocheting. Is that what you mean? Like we're engaged in crocheting, and I'm going to ask him one of these.
Well, it's not just that, but you have to role play if you're clearing your condition, you need to role play that. And then your cozy activity is crocheting. So, yeah, so you guys go to the door of your house. What happens? You go in, you still smell like fish.
Oh yeah, I still smell like fish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I quickly run over and pour 2 glasses of Chardonnay from the fridge and hand one to Laura and just say I'll be right back in 5 minutes. I just need to take a quick hot shower and get changed out of these. disgusting
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Waiters.
No. Don't worry about it. You just take your time. Just keep the bottle on the counter. It'll be fine. I'll just
I
sit and wait.
So Catherine does that and then comes back down, obviously, and fully dressed and a fresh lab coat on.
And you feel better?
And I feel so much better. And she picks up her wine glass off the counter and sits down in her favorite chair next to her crochet basket.
Yeah. Laura's gonna sit and is gonna take a yarn and the crocheting hook, and she's gonna start trying to crochet, but super badly, and it's like making another side bottle of yarn out of the ball yarn that is already like done, and you see her gonna just struggling, just struggling, sweat on her face, super concentrated, trying for the love of her life just to try make a knot, but she can't.
And so
Catherine's
Catherine can then you can continue to roleplay, but then that's where you can pick one of those. You already did the clear and appropriate condition. I cleared it, so then you pick one to do.
um I think tell the keeper. Oh, I don't want to do that. I think we're too early for like stumble on a
You
clue.
just got like 3 clues.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I
Not that
think it's
I'm
too
the
early
clue
for that.
keeper or anything, but
You're not giving me one, is what you're saying. So I think I'm gonna go with ask the player a question about their maven, which they must answer truthfully and completely. And I guess I don't remember all the all the things about Laura, and you didn't put in your character sheet, so that's okay. We're gonna just gonna make it
Oh,
up.
yeah,
Um,
do it. Go ahead.
make up the question. So um
while she's crocheting.
well, she's crocheting. So she's like crocheting and she's like amused by your attempt to crochet and she um
Attempt is a it's an overstatement.
yeah, fair. She wants to know why you've kept this hunk of junk of a car that your husband left you instead of buying a new car. Why are you so attached to this vehicle that's just ready to break down at any moment? It's an eyesore to the whole town. And you've named it Rusty appropriately. I struggle with it every time.
Every time you have to
Oh.
see that thing that
See it,
subjects you.
get in it.
You just knowing it exists just causes you existential pain.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think you see Laura. She doesn't even flinch because she's like too concentrated, and she just kind of absentmindedly responds saying, "Oh, it was the car he had when we went on our first date. It's also the car that I learned to drive in. It's also the car I had my first accident in. Um, it's also the car I almost drove him over once. He didn't like that. I was still learning. I mean, this old car was petrol. It's kind of hard to just the clutch. It's hard. And anyway, yeah, it's kind of like where I took my twins to the school with. It's the car, you know. It's just God, fuck, damn it, this thing not what it. Yeah, just that's it.
How do you get it to still smell like his cologne?
I still have his cologne. I buy it a lot.
Oh,
I just kind of I just kind of have it. It spritz it all around. Sometimes I spritz it on the car. It doesn't help with the other smells. I'll be honest. I know that. I know about that much.
well, I was
But
grateful for it, so I didn't have to smell myself with a fishy, odor I was carrying in your car. I'm sorry about. Hopefully that airs out soon.
oh, trust me, it's not the first time it smelled like fish. I mean, I could all about the first time we like went fishing and we got this cod and he got the pollock and we could and we
Oh,
we
okay.
realized we realized they were so big we couldn't fit in the trunk, so we had to like put them in the back seat. And when we got home, we forgot we had paper towels on it. We could have put on. It was this, it's a whole story. It's a whole story. Yes.
That's so interesting. So interesting. So interesting.
Good job.
Yeah. I mean,
And then we like fade out as you guys keep talking, and Catherine looks like very concerned. I guess they were pulling out of their home, and we'll probably cut it there because it's almost 9 or 10 o'clock. But can you guys hear me? Okay, from all the way back.
No.
You're a little quiet.
I'm
Move closer. Yeah.
I'm
it's a little,
here.
yeah.
I'm right here.
You have
Okay.
pretty hair in my head now.
Okay. So what we are going to do is everybody needs to go into your character sheet and we need to do the end of session stuff. So we'll go around and everybody will announce which two questions they chose and whether they can answer yes. If you can answer yes, then add an experience point to your tracker. So we'll start with Knight because you look excited. Go ahead, Knight. Which two questions did you choose?
I chose secretly undermine the authority of a local official, so I feel like yes,
You
did my
totally did.
autopsy. And I chose, did you show them that you've still got it? Yes, I did an autopsy.
That's fair. I'll give you 2 points for that. Everybody agree? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Johan?
I chose also. Did you secretly undermine the authority of a local official? I don't think I
You
directly
supported
did
it.
it. I supported. I completely enabled illegal autopsies, but I don't know if that counts.
It doesn't.
And then it doesn't. And the other one, that's when it doesn't have didn't happen because it was did you share your wisdom with a young person, and we didn't find anyone under like 67. So
Specifically
I'm younger than
67.
you.
what? Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's at a young person, not a younger person. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sorry, Johan.
No, it's all
No
right. It's
I tried. And we're
it's
talking about
totally fine. Don't
experience
worry about
points,
it.
right?
XP. Yeah.
Okay.
Eunice? Pineapple?
So I also chose did you secretly undermine the authority of a local official, which I think mine also doesn't apply because I didn't actively do anything. I just
Yeah.
supported it.
Yeah.
And then the other one was show someone that you still got it, but I got a date, so I mean,
I think you
like,
do.
I think that counts.
I think you do. And I
Yeah.
need to save that. Eunice plus Etienne. Eunice
X X Etienne.
XOXO Etienne. Except
Eunice did
Eunice
not ask for this.
does
She was
not
just trying to be
XO.
a polite soul,
You're
and
just
the
too
world needed.
nice.
We
Okay.
should have we should have had a scene where we played that we left Carolyn behind by accident.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so sad.
I am going to do her Bella's for her. She did you share your wisdom with a young person? That's a no. Did you show someone that you still got it? I think in the beginning,
I
whenever
mean, she
she
totally
was
shut
being
down the sheriff, and then like
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna give her one for that. So
for sure.
there is that. Save. Okay, and then we have stars and wishes. I'm gonna put in notes. Stars. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to make a whole new index card for this. Index card. Where is it? There it is. Stars and I'll do another one for wishes. Okay, so we'll
How do
start
we
with
update that one?
night. I'm going to update it. You're going to tell me.
Oh,
Yeah. So stars, night. What was your star for Catherine?
I think her star or like my star for her would have been getting to like kind of use her medical knowledge.
Okay. So like the
She was
autopsy.
Yeah, the autopsy was kind of fun. That scene yeah.
Medical
I also really
examination.
liked throwing up in Etienne's direction, but wish it aimed at
Vomiting.
him. No, I don't like vomiting, but I thought that was a
But you
fun scene.
enjoyed the scene. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
The vomit scene. Vomiting. There we go. Okay, Johan or Eunice? No,
Could you
sorry,
remind me?
Laura.
No, Lord. Yeah. Could you remind me what stars and wishes were?
So your star is going to be your personal favorite part of the game of the
Yes.
session, your wish, and we'll go around and do the wishes. The wishes is going to be what you want to happen with your character next session. Like not all encompassing, just like something that you think would be fun or something that
Yeah.
goes along with the story, something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your star?
Yes. It's kind of hard to pick because I like Laura at her best when she's bouncing off, enabling other people to do crazy stuff. She's kind of like the crazy one. Um, I think the scene that I liked her the most was that ending cozy vignette with
I like that one too.
Catherine. Yeah,
The
I think that
cozy
was my favorite in
moment.
Laura.
The
Yeah,
cozy
yeah,
moment.
yeah. She's definitely
That
stressed. She
was
was
very cute.
struggling. She was struggling. Trust me. With she can't. She's not that really good at hand-eye coordination, which is impressive since she drives manual transmission. So
Yeah. Well, that's more hand-foot
Yep.
coordination, isn't it?
Hand foot. Yeah.
that's
Problem.
exactly how she sees it in her head, and that's why it works. If you tell her differently, it stops working.
Okay, Eunice, pineapple.
Um, I don't know. I didn't have anything that stand out. I guess my favorite part was when we just like absolutely did not care about what the sheriff had to say. We were just like, "Got it. We'll solve your problem for you. Totally fine. We're on it." And he was like, "But I have to explain it to you because you just don't understand." And we were just like, "Look, we already probably know more than you. We good. Like,
See my
just let us go."
flipboard. See the
Yeah,
board.
exactly.
Do
Like we
you
already got the
have one
board
of
started.
these?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. I love it.
I
Uh,
was waiting for you to like pull out your crystals or something to like sense
Divine
the
something.
energy or
I thought about
something.
doing that when you were like, "Do you think the sheriff will care?" I thought about doing that, and I kind of alluded to it, but then I was like, "That'd be kind of weird if I was like, wait, let me pull my crystals to sense if the sheriff would be upset."
Or
Just let
you
me.
could always have a magic 8 ball for the very quick times that you need an answer.
That's
Just be
true.
like, you could be like, just a second, Catherine. It is
Yeah,
probable.
Yeah, oh, that would be
Yeah.
so funny. Oh my god, please.
that's great. Yes.
You don't have to incorporate that, but that's personally.
I like the idea of just having. I don't think it's gonna be like one of my items, but I like the idea of her having
Yeah,
it.
you could totally do that. And I think oh, if it's important to note if there's anything that you find in the fiction, like including clues that you think that you'd like to add to your cozy place, you may do so as long as everybody agrees. Just so you know. Um Wishes. So we'll start with Night. Night, what is a wish of yours for Catherine for next session?
Um, for next session, Catherine. I don't know. I don't know. Can I come back to that?
Yeah.
Can we come back to me?
Do you
Okay.
guys need a second to think, or does anybody have another?
I mean, I have one now because of
Oh,
I
the.
have
okay,
one.
yeah, totally. Let's start with Eunice.
Go
And
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so mine is I would love a scene where I have to perform a divination ritual with my magic 8 ball because I think that sounds amazing.
nice. Yes, I will
Like
provide
Well,
obviously
that.
not the whole scene, but if it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
comes up, that would be.
yeah,
Like
totally.
I'm imagining you put the crystals down. You know, there's a whole process of getting the right energy.
Some incense.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
which is one of my cozy um stuff. Yes.
What's
We're
one
gonna
of your
summon the
cozy
8 ball
things?
spirits.
Yeah, it's one of my what is it called? Oh, geez. Wrong page. Cozy little place
Place.
stuff. Like
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
it was
Um,
incenses.
I couldn't remember who. Laura, what's your one of your wishes?
Oh, you're gonna be so excited because my wish was also to be kind of like do that. I wanted to read um the tarot cards for one of the family members as a way of distraction so the other mavens could meddle around their house whenever we were interrogating them or something like that.
Okay.
That would also be fun to play out. I think Catherine would, for Catherine, I would like um, her to use also some of her cozy little place items. Maybe she offers I don't know, like placebos, or maybe she uses her like seeing eyeglasses to be like, let me diagnose you. And like she literally just diagnoses like random things. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's just something that you'll
Maybe she
have to
could use that as
be.
a distraction too, as she's just like,
Let me put on my slightly larger glasses.
yeah.
Okay, I got those down. Let me save this. So this will be the same link we come back to, and everybody's got their stuff. Does anybody have any questions for me? Nope. All good? Okay. For the Twitch people, I'm sure there's nobody watching, but if you are, come join us at Roll for Gaming, a Discord server where a bunch of people get together and play fun games. That is not D&D. Nothing against D&D, but we don't play
It's
that.
not.
No,
I
it's
mean, I
not.
don't
I'm so
want to be here
confused.
then.
I don't even know why I'm here.
I don't
Also,
know.
all
Yeah,
those
I mean,
people on the podcast can also join the Discord server.
Oh yeah, all the people in the podcast. Right, because we're creating a podcast out of this, but that'll be way in the future. But you're hearing us from the
If you're
past.
listening,
if you're
you
These
can
are the
join
voices of our
Discord.
past.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not if they're listening, because if they hear us, then they obviously are listening.
That's true. Listeners, you can join Discord.
Yeah, at
Oh,
Roll
God.
for Gaming. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna sign off now. I'm Savvy. That's Knight/Level Up Larian.
I'm
That
Level Up Larian.
is Johan, and over there is Pineapple. And Bella had to leave us early, but she should hopefully be back for next session next Tuesday at 6:30, 7:30 Eastern. That's 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. Anyways,
Yep.
night, guys.
That's it.